Assalamu alaikum. This is your computer science teacher, Fawad Akhtar Ansari, and today we will make a function without taking a user input, because mostly students ask me that what if we make the Python code without taking the user input. So I designed a question for you. So let's study the question first. It says write a program in your chosen high level language to make a function and calculate area of a rectangle. Then the formula of the area of a rectangle. The formula of area of a rectangle is given in the question, and we just output the area of a rectangle. So the question is pretty straightforward, that we just make a function, and inside a function we calculate area of a rectangle, then the formula is given and we output area of a rectangle. So user input is not mentioned, that input a length or input a width, so it is not mentioned. So let's make a program without taking a user input. So let's begin the solution. Okay, so let's first make the function, and my function name is calculate underscore area underscore rectangle. So this is my function name. We are not taking any user input, so no need of parameters to use. Now I take a variable length and I take the variable integer. You may take float data type if you want. There is no restriction in the question even. So in the prompt I write enter length of a rectangle. So now here I copy this code and paste it, and here I edit my code, enter width of a rectangle, and here I use a variable width. Now next thing is a formula. So length asterisk width, and we used to return this value to the main program or a main code. So now we go into the main program. This is my main program or a main code. So in the main program we return the value of area. Now here I copy my function name and I paste it here, and I store my function inside a variable called let's suppose area of rectangle. So this is my variable. Now it's time to display the area. So print, and I write a prompt, the area of a rectangle is, and then area. Now it's time to write the variable area of rectangle. Now our program is done. Let's test the code whether it is working or not, and if there are bugs, so we will debug it. No worries. Okay, so alright. So it is taking time. Okay, so you were thinking about that. I said that we will make this code without taking the user input, but I'm taking the user input here. The reason is that first I want to demonstrate you that how do we take the user input inside the function for those students who just started to watch my videos of the functions topic. So that is why, to make their concept clear, I am first making the code with the user input. After that I will make the code without taking the user input. So let's suppose I take the length 2 and then I input the width 4. So the area is 8. Now it's time to test the code again. Area length is 3 and width is 6. So it is working. Now this code I made with the user input. Now I make without taking the user inputs. So let me first clear the output here. Now I take without the user input. So let's suppose I store the value. Let me copy this code. The reason is okay, I will tell you the reason later. So I take the value, for example I take value 4, and with I take, let's suppose, 2. So let's see whether our code is working or we have got bugs. So if we have got bugs, no issue, we will debug it. Now let's test. The area of rectangle is 8. Okay, our program is working correct. Now another test. 6 2 okay, 6 and 2, so 6 to the 12. You can further modify this code, like for example it just shows us the area of a rectangle, okay, but for the better understanding it must show the length and the width. For example, the length is 6 and the length is width is 2, so the user can easily understand that how does this 12 comes from. So of course the formula is length multiply width, but for the user understanding and clarity of the function, we can display the width and the length as well. Now let's make this code, the same code. Let's suppose just take the function with the parameters. This code we made without parameter. Now the next code we make with parameters, so there's not a big change. I just cut these values here and I just paste the values outside the function. So I just use the values and the main program, and then we have to pass a parameter as well. So for the length I can write let's suppose len is the keyword, so I can write length, wait, length underscore rectangle, rec, and for the width we can write width width underscore rec. So now I have passed the parameter into the function, passed the arguments to the parameter. I have passed the arguments to the parameters of a function. Now it's time to test the code whether it is working or not. If there are bugs, so we will debug it, no problem. So let's test the code. Okay, since line number 9 has got errors, first of all I am removing extra lines. Okay, now in the alright, so okay, now let's debug the code why it is giving in the error in line number 9. So let's read it. Okay, so the error is displaying because we have not used the variables of the function. So the variables that we used in the main program is length and width. So these are the two variables that will pass the arguments into the parameters of a function to make it work. So let's test the code. Okay, the area is 12. Alright, our code is working fine because we have passed the arguments successfully to the parameters and the code is working. So we made the same we made the solution of the same question with two perspectives. One is with user input and the other is without taking the user input. I hope it clears with you. So I hope you got the concept, and I give you an assignment that try to modify this code, both of the codes, add some your own logic, add some validation checks, make it more interesting, and make it more logical, make it more clear. So it will be your part of practice. And if you have any confusion, you may WhatsApp your queries, and my WhatsApp number is given in the description. And thank you so much attending the class and watching the video, and take care. Allah Hafiz.